Mardu Dragons here from Donovan against Jeskai Black from Harlan.
Yeah, Harlan, you really touched on it. You said, about Dragon Master Outcast. He's playing the full playset of Dragon Master Outcast in his deck today.
Yeah, typically we see in Jeskai Black one copy.
Right, one copy because you can Ojutize command it back, and that's pretty good. You see a lot of cards. But no, Harlan's not saying this is a cute card that I get in select situations. He's just saying, I want one every game. I think this card's good.
Looks like a Kolaghan's Command here from Donovan.
Yeah, so we are in the post-board games here. You notice that Mastery of the Unseen on the table for Harlan. Showing that he's planning to go into a later game here. I'm maybe expecting Donovan to go toward a removal-heavy package.
Harlan going to untap. Looks like he's at 5. Donovan at 16. Now, Fear does have, looks to be a copy of Jason hand. That's a blacked out card in his hand. Crackling Doom among other options here. And it looks like quite a few Thopter tokens, excuse me.
Yeah. For Lachney, it looks like we had a Hangerback Walker crack earlier here. That's where these have come from.
That's a card we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, Hangerback Walker, after Magic Origins came out, was really the talk of the Pro Tour. It had been the best 2-drop. Obzon Control was playing it. Obzon Aggro was playing it. Blue-Red Thopters was playing it. Since we have planeswalked over to Zendikar again, Hangerback Walker has fallen out of favor.
Lachney will take a draw step, and he's going to serve him with all of his creatures. It'll be an activation here of Master of the Unseen by Fear. It's going to block Soulfire Grandmaster. Negate was the manifest. So Lachney will gain a little bit of life in the exchange. And now here's a Thunderbreak Regent.
Oh, wow. So Harlan will have to deal with Thunderbreak without taking 3. So that basically means Crackling Doom.
Yep. Soulfire Grandmaster as well. Disdainful Stroke the draw here for Harlan. Jace has got some real work to do.
Yeah, Harlan actually has the Crackling Doom. However, he doesn't have a way to answer these Thopters just yet.
Painful Truce is the discard. And Jace is going to transform into the Telepath Unbound. And now he's going to scan the graveyard and see if there's anything good going on down there.
And as you can expect out of someone who's playing 4 Dragon Master Outcasts, there are no copies of Mantis Rider in Harlan's deck either, which means a cracked Hangerback Walker is difficult for him to answer. He can't just make a 3/3 to block.
And Lachney has 4 copies of Hangerback Walker in his deck here this weekend. So Fear's going to do some math, see if there's any way he can stay in this one. He's at 2. He does have Crackling Doom to take care of Thunderbreak Region, so that's 1 step. And now can he beat the other 4 creatures that are out there?
Yeah, I mean, his graveyard is fully stocked. He has a Jace in play. A lot of options, but yeah, no real way to get through this. I think in a perfect world, how Harlan would get out of the situation would be Soulfire Grandmaster and then just slowly going 1 removal spell at a time through the Thopter tokens.
We oftentimes talk about Soulfire Grandmaster as the way these decks do kind of rebound from difficult situations, but Fear did not have one there. So Donovan Lachney is able to win game number 2 against Harlan Fear. Mardu Dragons, Jeskai Black going to get ready here for game number 3. So we'll be taking a look at the sideboards here as well. We'll start with Harlan with his 2 Dispels, 2 Master of the Unseen, 2 Disdainful Stroke, 2 Self-Inflicted Wound, 2 a Ration Cleric, 2 Transgress the Mind, 2 Radiant Flames, and a Surge of Righteousness.
All right, well, we have seen some hints of how he's going to board already. He did go toward Master of the Unseen that game. I'm not sure how much he actually liked it that game, and I'm wondering if he'll re-sideboard. I wouldn't be surprised if Harlan is somewhat sideboarding on the fly against a deck like Mardu Dragons. It may not have been in his testing gauntlet. Disdainful Stroke was a card he went towards, something I do really like here. Mardu Dragons, I mean, the Dragons half of it really speaks volumes about the kind of threats that he's going to go toward. We also saw, I'm sure Surge of Righteousness is in the deck. He's against a black-red deck. That'll be one of his best kill spells. It'll be interesting now to see if he goes toward Radiant Flames. He did just die to a Hangerback Walker, but at the same time, he may be able to go for a different game plan where he just doesn't let a Hangerback Walker crack in the first place.
For Donovan, he's got a Fiery Impulse, 4 Self-Inflicted Wound, 2 Transgress the Mind, a Kolaghan's Command, 2 Radiant Flames, a Silk Wrap, 2 Hollowed Moonlight, and then 2 copies of Painful Truths.
Yeah, I mean, to keep pace with Jeskai Black, the big challenge on Mardu Dragon's side is not to fall too far behind in the card advantage race. Mardu Dragons has, I would say on the whole, has more efficient threats than Harlan, so he'll gain some virtual card advantage that way. Maybe one of his will trade for 2 of Harlan's, but cards like Painful Truths will help him also gain card advantage in the literal card advantage way. On top of that, wouldn't be surprised to see maybe something even like Fiery Impulse or Kolaghan's Command. Harlan has shown I would imagine multiple Dragon Master outcasts in the first 2 games. I'm definitely in the market for cheap removal.
Well, those are the options there for both players. You see we're going to be about underneath 16 minutes as these players do begin things. And we'll see what's going to kind of shake out here between Jeskai Black and Mardu Dragons. Jeskai Black, of course, a mainstay in the format. We don't see a ton of Mardu Dragons, but Donovan Lachney is trying to make a run here. He's 6-2 walking into day number 2. Now these players will take a look at their opening hands. We'll be underway here in game 3 in just a moment.
Yeah, just remember here, so with how the Invitational breaks out, 6-2 is kind of the pace needed for top 8. If a player can 6-2 both days, they are usually in the discussion for top 8, somewhere on the bubble.
A Shambling Vent and a Nomad Outpost is how things will begin here. We'll see what comes next here for Fear. He's got a Plains, and it looks like a Soulfire Grandmaster. So over to Donovan Lachney, we're going to go. Draconic Roar the draw. Talk about a card we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Jeskai Black has shown a lot of power in having good 2-mana removal spells. We forget Draconic Roar. If you want to talk about good, cheap red removal, that one's near the top of the list, especially when you play in a deck with Soulfire Grandmaster.
There's a Battlefield Forge. And now there's Hangerback Walker, the card that caused Harlan Fear so many problems. Soulfire Grandmaster looks like it's going to come into the red zone.
Yeah, and this may be a problem yet again for Harlan. You look at his hand. He's got Negate, Disdainful Stroke, Painful Truths, a lot of good cards, but clean answers to Hangerback Walker, that's one thing he's short on.
Yeah, I think Painful Truths has got some real work to do.
Yeah. No copies of Silk Wrap in the 75 for Harlan.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, he actually just, we'll go a step further. He does not have a clean answer in the 75 to Hangerback Walker. So what he kind of just has to accept his fate and hopefully kill that guy before it gets up to maybe a 3-3. If he gets out of this with 2 Thopters, I think Harlan's happy.
Battlefield Forge the draw there for Lachney. That'll be the land that he plays. Once again, might be time for Draconic Roar. Does he have a Dragon Reveal? The answer is yes, it's Thunderbreak Region. So, down goes the Soulfire Grandmaster, and Harlan Fear will take 3 on his way. Hangerback Walker going to grow into a 2-2. I like the no attack.
Love it. I love, and I was wondering whether Lachney was going to do this. I said he needs to pump the Hangerback Walker main phase because of a card like Crackling Doom that Harlan could have. This way, even when the Hangerback Walker dies, Lachney is locked into getting 2 Thopters.
Sunken Hollows, land number 4. Now here's a Master of the Unseen.
So if you don't want to kill Hangerback Walker, one thing you can do is go wide and overpower it. Mastery is a card that can let Harlan do this.
You can chump block for a long time, or you can go pretty wide. There's an Expedition. Your guess is as good as mine.
I know. I was like, all right.
Standard open. This is a last call for registration.
Gonna pass the turn back.
If not yet registered, please make your way to the stage immediately, nor will we get you in.
There's a Mystic Monastery. That'll be the red mana that Harlan's been missing.
Standard open.
And at least it was a fetch land.
I believe Wooded Foothills.
I believe as well. And now there's a mountain.
Trading of lands here from both players. That one's interesting on Mardu's side. I can't imagine that Lachney wants to go into a prolonged game against Mastery of the Unseen. On his deck list, he has very few ways to answer Mastery. Not actually playing Utter End in the Mardu deck, so he will have to overpower it. That said, Mardu Dragons can take to the skies very easily.
That Hangerback Walker's a 3-3, and now it feels comfortable attacking. Here comes another Wooded Foothills, it appears.
Remember, Harlan sitting back on Disdainful Stroke.
That or a Mastery activation, either one's good. It's got some flexibility, as Lachney's going to search up a mountain.
Yeah, and one thing I do like about this Dragon Master Outcat version of Jeskai is you look at Harlan's next few turns and you kind of sculpt him in your head. You say, well, he can have these activations of Mastery and get a Dragon Master Outcast in on the same turn. He's not going to have to take a break to make a late game threat.
Here's Soulfire Grandmaster. That'll slide underneath both the Disdainful Stroke and Negate. And I'll just pass the turn back. Mastery activation. There's a Manifest. Fear will draw another copy of Negate. He's got a lot of counter magic after sideboard.
A lot of counterspells, but Lachney doing a great job of not giving Harlan any wiggle room on him.
Now, I kind of like this this plan a little bit here of play Dragon Master Outcast, and now it's time to protect the Dragon Master Outcast. So Kolaghan's command? Nope.
Yeah, these are
Nope.
this double negate had been dead so long. Now it's looking real good.
Yep. Can Fear make his way through another removal spell? Assuming that Lachney even has another removal spell for the Dragon Master Outcast, because we know if this thing starts cranking out dragons, it's all over.
Yep.
You don't care about Hangerback Walker then. Maybe try to block that Soulfire Grandmaster. It does reek.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
It reeks a little bit of Crackling Doom, but you have a counterspell to protect yourself, so. Yep, Grandmaster down.
The trade will happen. This is great.
And the morph was a Jace. Sarkhan. Nope.
And now Fear actually has a decision of whether he wants to Disdainful Stroke or negate on the Sarkhan.
I think I like stroking this.
Yeah, I think you're right. The reason being is that negate is a better spell at protecting Dragon Master Outcast. Now he's already going to get one dragon. I'm sure Harlan doesn't want to stop at one. If he gets to two, he's almost certainly going to win.
There's a trigger on the upkeep. Make sure you get that dragon, Harlan. Don't miss that one. There you go. Take a draw step. Another counterspell. Alrighty then.
Well, if you know you're going to draw Disdainful Stroke, then Disdainful Stroke's definitely the best counterspell to use.
And now Dragon Master Outcast feeling a little frisky, going to come across here for one.
And yeah, I think the plan to protect the Outcast is going to be a success. You look at Harlan's hand, he has Crackling Doom, Negate, Disdainful Stroke. That should be good enough to cover any threat that Lachney puts into play.
Lachney going to tap some mana here. Hangerback Walker in hand, Thunderbreak Regent, and then Painful Truths. Going to cast Painful Truths. Curious to see if Fear has any interest in countering this.
My guess is no, he only has one negate.
Okay.
Lachney taking 3 also is not without cost. That's an extra turn.
Yep.
Because now we have a swing of 5 and then a swing of 10 off dragons. So Lachney was, I believe he was at 16 before he cast Painful Truths.
Couple of cards drawn here for Donovan. Silk Wrap among them.
All right, there's this kill spell for Dragon Master Outcast. Yep. Well, he would hope,
yeah.
But
he desperately wants that thing off of the table. So here is Silk Wrap.
I believe this will get the negate.
Yep, and I think it should. Because if Lachney has another removal spell, a land plus Crackling Doom or, Fire Impulse, whatever, you've exhausted most of his resources. And you've got a dragon and, of course, Master of the Unseen still out there. So I think Harlan is in pretty fantastic shape right now.
Yeah, I mean, you need to kill Dragon Master Outcast before it makes 2 dragons. 1 is acceptable. 1 you can win through. I guess that's not acceptable, but you can win through 1. 2 is usually the game.
Fear is going to go down to 8 from the fetch land. Going to search up a Sunken Hollow. We might just see a Manifest here from Master of the Unseen and a chump block. Because I don't think he has much interest in blocking with the dragon because that'll crack the Hangerback Walker. So there's your Manifest. And now there's your chump block right away.
Yeah, I think Fear knows he's far enough ahead that he's going to be very conservative with his life total. Sure, he had to pay 4 mana just to chump block a 3/3, but that will be good enough.
I think Ultimate Price may have been the draw. They're not particularly helpful on this board. I could be wrong about that. Okay, it's Trench Rest of Mine. I do apologize. Take a look at the grip here. Thunderbreak Regent, Hangerback Walker. Thunderbreak Regent is going to be exiled. Hangerback Walker will be left over.
Coast is clear for Harlan. 2 attacks should take care of it.
Yep. There's the first one.
Yeah, and thanks to the Crackling Doom in his hand, he's good through numerous kill spells. He just needs 1 dragon hit plus the Crackling Doom to finish the job.
Lachney's going to need one heck of a draw step here.
Please find your seat.
Yeah, it's going to have to do work.
Here's an attack with a 3/3 Hangerback Walker. We might just see again that Manifest activation from Master of the Unseen. Interesting.
Wow, a chump block with Dragon Master Outcast. I mean, Harlan doesn't need to protect the Outcast anymore. He just needs to protect both dragons,
yep.
Or 1 dragon even.
That's actually a pretty smart pivot because this also leaves his mana available to cast Crackling Doom plus Disdainful Stroke and or activate Mastery. I think that's actually a pretty smart play.
Yeah, 2 dragons. He's done his work.
Oh, here's a bunch of mana. What on earth is this?
Well, if it's a bunch of mana, then Harlan's happy. He has Disdainful Stroke in hand.
Yeah. There's Hangerback Walker. Yep, just going to counter that.
I mean, I think he could have left it alive, but he also could counter it.
Here are the attacks. Fire Impulse. Going to go after this Hangerback Walker. Does have Spell Mastery.
So 3 Thopters into play.
Yep.
Yep.
Donovan hanging on in roundabout ways.
Yeah, he's hanging on. I'm not sure there's a path to victory here, but he'll get another turn.
Yep. Fear with 2 copies of Crackling Doom. Just going to pass the turn back. I believe Nomad Outpost the draw. Lachney doesn't want to reveal that one. He'll just pass the turn back. There's an activation of Master of the Unseen. Manifest will join the battlefield.
And this one should be winding up. Harlan Fear 6-1-1 yesterday.
He's going to unmorph this Soulfire Grandmaster. That's even better. I think he's going to be working his way towards win number 7 as he is untapping with these 2 dragons. It might take a turn or 2, but he'll come across here into the red zone. Looks like 1 Thopter is going to get the opportunity to block. 5 damage will come through.
All right, that's Asthma 2, so Crackling Doom in Harlan's hand should finish the job.
Just when does he want to cast it? Is it now? Is it later? Set up that mana. There is the Crackling Doom. Harlan Fear going to win this match here over Donovan Lachney. 2-1. Jeskai Black going to take care of Mardu Dragons. And for Harlan, number 21 on our Season 4 leaderboard on the SCG Tour. Not going to be able to work his way into the Players' Championship via points, but a good start here and perhaps an invitational top 8 and then work his way towards the title is how we see him in Roanoke next weekend.
Yeah, Harlan Fear is one of those